Hi, my name is Olivia, and I have lost 37 pounds microdosing with Mounjaro. So, in my last video, I explained to you exactly how I microdose on Mounjaro in order to lose weight. But I also told you that my biggest reason to microdose was to save money. I am saving money by microdosing. And so I wanted to explain to you exactly in concrete numbers, what does that mean? How much money am I actually saving? And how does that work? So one little disclaimer, I live in the Czech Republic. I am an American living in the Czech Republic, so I put in prices for the Mounjaro pens, and it's not going to be applicable to you unless you live in Prague in the Czech Republic. If you live anywhere else in the world, I'm sorry, the numbers are going to, I'm assuming the numbers are going to be different, but I did want you to just have concrete numbers so you could see exactly how I'm saving money and how I'm figuring it out, so that hopefully you will be able to apply the same concept just with different numbers for however much money your Mounjaro costs you. I'm assuming you have to pay something for your Mounjaro, that your Mounjaro is not 100% free. Otherwise, I don't know why you're watching this video. I mean, if you don't have to pay for your Mounjaro and are still interested, please keep watching. But if you have to pay for your Mounjaro like I do, I pay 100% out of pocket, then this video is definitely for you. So I'm going to show you the graph. It breaks down pretty much everything. It tells you, the different pens that you can buy. There are 5 different Mounjaro dosages or pens that have a different dose that you can buy. I am going to tell you exactly how much it costs me. Again, this is how much I am paying for or would pay for these pens. I also tell you how many doses you can get out of a pen. So I just have my pen here. If you buy a normal pen, like this is a 10 milligram pen, and you're taking 10 milligrams, then this pen has 4 doses in it. It lasts you 4 weeks. But if you're microdosing, which means you're taking a lower dosage than 10 milligrams, for example, me, I'm taking 5 milligrams, then that means this pen does not have just 4 doses. It has more. So I'm going to break that down for you also so you can see how many doses each pen has, and then we'll see exactly how much am I paying per dose. Every week I give myself 1 injection, 1 dose. How much am I paying every week for Mounjaro, to stay on Mounjaro? And then how much, and compare it to see if I wasn't microdosing, how much would I pay, and how much am I paying now that I am microdosing? Anyways, let's check out the graph so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is my Mounjaro cost per dose explained. And in this example, we are going to say that your weekly dosage is 5 milligrams, which would make sense if either one, you have either lost all of the weight that you are planning to lose and you're currently on your maintenance dose. You're just trying to maintain your weight and 5 milligrams is your maintenance dose. Or maybe you are like me and you are really, really trying not to go up in dosage, meaning I'm at 5 milligrams right now and I'm still losing weight at 5 milligrams. So I'm not going to go up to a higher dosage because 5 milligrams is working for me. So let's get started. First one, we will have your pen. So it's 2.5, 5 milligrams, 7.5, 10, 12.5, and 15. So I think there are 6 different pens if you're taking Mounjaro. There is the total cost, the number of doses, and that's per 1 pen, and then the cost per week or the cost per dose, which is basically the same thing. So if you're taking 5 milligrams every week, you're not going to use a 2.5 milligram pen. That does not make any sense whatsoever. So I did not include a 2.5 milligram pen in this graph. So let's say you do not want to microdose, which is perfectly fine. Follow your doctor's orders. If you do not want to microdose, that's not a problem. You are taking 5 milligrams every week, so you're going to buy a 5 milligram pen. In my area, a 5 milligram pen costs $290 US. And in that 1 pen, there are 4 doses. So that's 4 weeks that I can use this pen before I need to buy a new one. So all I need to do is, I know my total cost is $290. I'm going to divide it by the 4 doses, and I've got $72.50. That is my total cost per week or per dose. And that would not be microdosing. You're taking 5 milligrams and you have a 5 milligram pen. So you're taking one full dose every single week. You are not microdosing. But let's say you are interested in microdosing and you talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. And you guys decide together, yes, you are going to microdose. You could get a 7.5 milligram pen. For a 7.5 milligram pen, if you took one full dose, you would be getting 7.5 milligrams. But again, we're staying on 5 milligrams. So that means this pen has more than just 4 doses. It actually has 6 dosage. So that's great. Now you have a pen that has 6 doses for your 5 milligram pen because you will be microdosing. And the total cost for this pen is $410. If you divide 410, the total cost, divided by 6, the amount of doses you have, you will get $68.33. That's great. You have saved money. Not a lot, but you have saved some money. And that's great. You know, you can go buy a coffee or something. Maybe. I don't know if that's enough for a coffee now, at least in the States. Probably not, but you have saved some money. So that's a win. If you are microdosing and you buy a 7.5 milligram pen, but only take 5 milligrams, you will save a little bit of money. I have actually never bought a 7.5 milligram pen. I bought a 10 milligram pen. So if you get a 10 milligram pen in my area, I do not know why, but in my area, the 10 milligram pen is only $9 more expensive than the 7.5 milligram pen. I think I was looking online for how much Mounjaro costs in the US, and it kind of looked as if Mounjaro, no matter what your dosage, was the exact same price for all of these pens, which is interesting. And I would definitely be, I'm microdosing here, but whew, wow. Sorry, little tangent. Let's keep going with the 10 milligram pen. It's only $419 and there are 8 doses. So $419 divided by 8, you're saving more money. Yes, you're saving $20 and your total cost per week or per one dose is only $52.38. You are now saving $20 a week. I could do a lot with that extra $20 a week. I mean, that's more than just the couple of dollars that we were saving with the 7.5 milligram pen. So we are doing really good. With the 10 milligram pen, you could save $20 a week, if you are microdosing. But do note, obviously, if you are using this pen, you have 8 weeks to use this one singular pen. One note is that when I talked to my doctor, she did tell me that she highly recommends me leave my pen in the refrigerator. That is very, very important. Not because the medication suddenly, expires, goes bad, and becomes poison. That is not the worry. I mean, don't quote me. My doctor told me this. My doctor told me that the medication just loses efficacy, which means it doesn't work quite as well. It's not at, the maximum strength. The older the pen gets, or the more it degrades. And supposedly leaving it in the refrigerator helps it stop degrading as quickly or at all. I'm not really sure. I have not done any research on this. This is just what my doctor told me. So if you are considering microdosing and you have talked to your doctor about it, leave the pen in the fridge for sure. Keep it cold. Because this one pen lasts you 8 weeks. That's double the amount of time for your original dosage of 5 milligrams. You need this pen to stay good for 8 full weeks. One pen, 8 weeks. But you can keep going higher. You can get a bigger pen. You can get a 12.5 milligram pen. In my area, a 12.5 milligram pen costs $525 US, and now I've got 10 doses. So I now have to keep this pen good for 10 weeks, which I definitely think is a con of microdosing, is that there is the possibility that it is slowly over time degrading. I'm not as worried about that. But you now have 10 weeks or 10 doses. If you divide 525 divided by 10, it is $52.50. So not a lot of savings between the 10 milligram. I mean, it's zero. It's basically zero savings, let's be honest, between the 10 milligram pen and the 12.5 milligram pen. So honestly, if it was me and you could get, if your prices are the same, obviously this all depends on how much you're paying for your pen. If your total cost per week is the same, I would get the pen that has less doses, as in this one lasts 8 weeks and this one I need to keep good for 10 weeks. Every time you take it out of the okay, I have not done the research. I should not say that. The pen can degrade faster. You know, the longer you are using the pen, I'm sure the higher the probability of your pen, the medication, slowly degrading. Again, I haven't done any research on this, so don't quote me on it. It's just the sense and, what my doctor told me. So if I had to choose and you have a doctor who's willing to prescribe you, whatever size pen you want, it makes sense for you to go through and do the research. Call your pharmacies, figure out exactly how much each pen will cost you. Figure out how many doses. I mean, the doses should stay the same if you're at 5 milligrams. Obviously, you can do the math for your particular number of milligrams in your particular pen and how much it costs. But hopefully you can follow this sort of template. And you can find out exactly how much are you paying per week for your medication. And if you have two different pens that are exactly the same amount per week, like I do in my area, go with a pen that has the fewer doses, because that means you're using one pen for a shorter amount of time. So if there is any degradation or, decline in the effectiveness of the medication, hopefully it's not as bad. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't done research on that. Just what my doctor told me. Okay, but there is still one more pen. Let's keep going. 15 milligram pen. This is the real stuff. I mean, you just save more money. Okay, 15 milligram pen in my area costs $525. So that's $525 potentially a month if you were at 15 milligrams per dose, but I am not. I am taking 5 milligrams. So that means I have 12 doses for this one pen. It will last me 12 weeks. One pen, 12 weeks. If I divide 525 by 12, it equals $43.75. So, no microdosing, $72.50, or maximum possibility for microdosing from a 15 milligram pen. Now you're only paying $43.75. That's $27, $28 of savings per week. Again, this is per week, cost per week. You would be saving $28 a week if you are microdosing. Again, like I said, I have not done any research about how quickly Mounjaro, decreases in efficacy. I have been microdosing for the past 6 months, and I haven't noticed that my pens have worked less, or haven't, I've had more cravings, or I don't know, that, my food noise has come back more as I'm getting towards the end of a pen. I mean, I guess I could try to be a little bit more, try to take notice of it more. Maybe I will try for, I don't even know how much longer, but I could try and keep track maybe once I'm getting to, the end of my pen, or once I'm past, I guess once you're past the 4 week, because ideally each pen is supposed to last 1 month. So anything after that, do I notice that the medication isn't working as well, that I'm feeling hungrier or having more food cravings? I don't think I do, honestly, but I guess I can't be 100% sure. I'm not sure if there is research out there that tells you about, how quickly the medication does degrade. I would just say, keep it in the fridge, and I'm really not concerned about how quickly it's degrading. Like I said, I spoke with my doctor and they were on board for me microdosing, and the only caveat my doctor told me was keep it in the fridge. Only take it out to quickly inject yourself and then put it right back in the fridge. So that is the breakdown of how or why, not how, but why I am microdosing. I like that extra $28. I want to spend it on something else than the Mounjaro. So this is why I microdose. Like I said, these prices are not going to be the same as your area unless you live in Prague in the Czech Republic. I very much encourage you, call your pharmacies, figure out exactly how much each pen costs, and do the math yourself to find out what is your total cost per dose. Do you want to talk to your doctor about microdosing? Does it make sense for you financially? So yeah, hope this little graph helps. Okay, I hope that graph helped you understand at least why I am microdosing. I want to save the money and spend it somewhere else, but yeah, I hope the math made sense, the numbers made sense, and that you can use that little graph to kind of replicate with the numbers, obviously, that are specific to your area. Like I said, I highly recommend you calling pharmacies, figuring out exactly how much it costs for your Mounjaro. If you're, I mean, obviously, if you're already taking Mounjaro, you know how much your current pen is costing you, but find out how much the higher doses also cost to see if it might be worth your while to talk to your doctor about microdosing or not. Anyways, if you have any questions or if I went through something, I don't know, too quickly or something didn't make sense, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to clear it up, or I don't know, make another video. Hopefully it made sense. So yeah. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so other people who are considering Mounjaro or considering the costs of Mounjaro can watch it and hopefully also have access to this information. Thanks so much, and if you're trying to lose weight, I wish you the best of luck. Bye.